a little layers. There's I can read a really helpful thing, which is really helpful and important. And that's the other.
Really helpful, fine. But nevertheless, we start now playing. Here we are, poised at the edge of intellectual glory, with clear, fast center control and the classic fork, that ancient maneuver one learns at the very beginning of one's chess journey. It is simple, embarrassingly so, yet it works with the stubborn persistence of a British broadband provider promising ultra-fast speeds, while delivering something that feels more like a polite Victorian telegram. But it works. So let's go on. Less thinking time, much moving time. I mean, for something did Check Theory learn. He vanished from the screens and even from social media. A digital disappearing act worthy of a magician who has misplaced both his rabbit and his dignity, only to return stronger, louder and more determined than a London commuter, elbowing their way onto a train that is already full beyond the limits of physics. Because from now on, these streams won't end without winning many times. And for that, he learns on, tirelessly, heroically, with the unwavering commitment of a man who has decided that sleep is merely a suggestion, and that victory is best pursued with the manic energy of someone who has consumed 3 espressos, and the pill for forgetting mixed with the pill for realization. If you'd like to prove that, check out Check Theory on Twitch. Turn on the notifications so you know when Check Theory streams. He lives now already a while in England, but his time management is still from France, which is to say charming, unpredictable, and entirely incompatible with the concept of punctuality. So turn on this bell so you stay moved, or at the very least, entertained. Are you interested in more than chess? Then leave a comment down below with the best video game or funniest video you know. The top comments will be featured and the game or video tested in the next stream, granting you a fleeting moment of digital prestige, the kind usually reserved for people who accidentally go viral, because a BBC reporter mistook them for an expert on maritime economics while they were simply trying to buy a sandwich. As already said, everything we see here is a perspective, and what we hear is an opinion, not a fact. With that in mind, let us proceed. The Queen is somewhere she should most assuredly not be. Delightful for us, but rather unfortunate for the opponent. A fork here, a fork there, always a source of mild amusement. Now I have it. Perhaps the Queen was, on this occasion, somewhat inebriated. Ah yes, of course, that would explain it. Why else should the Queen linger so suspiciously close to the bishops? He reaches the other side of the board in a single stride, always in a perfectly straight line. That is why the Queen can do everything. The bishop brings it for her, so she may only flit about in every conceivable direction. Cheers. That would also explain why the Queen possesses such an extravagant range of movement, because she cannot, under any circumstances, maintain a straight line. Why the inventor of chess simply surrendered and granted her whatever she desired. Everything makes sense now. The knight hops about in this peculiar fashion and keeps himself at a respectable distance from the Queen, so that he need not involve himself with her affairs. The king is the frightened one, being the closest, and the rooks are the most straightforward, moving in one clear, unwavering manner away from the chaos. Now I understand. Apologies. I was thinking. I ought to comment on the game. Well, I do not believe I shall, but let us continue with it nonetheless. Chess here, chess there. You know what? I shall fetch myself a cup of tea and return shortly. Thank you ever so graciously for waiting. We may continue, or at least enact the ceremonial continuation which in this particular corner of civilization is indistinguishable from the real thing. Observe, if you please, that there was another fork. But truly, what does one expect? For streaming, Check Theory strive with the noble futility of a man attempting to iron a thunderstorm, determined to be the best at being the best, even when the best is busy rearranging the furniture. But he's given it a try, and he's learning, and he's doing it during the stream, and then he studies before and after the stream. I must confess I adore it. That, after all, is the entire reason we are gathered here like a parliament of politely deranged owls. To watch chess, to watch performances, and to be together in the stream. Like a really great community. Well, anyway. So, we may or may not be a carefully maintained insanity of geniuses, a curated exhibition of brilliantly unhinged chess-watching individuals. We are what we repeatedly do, someone once remarked, presumably while staring at a knight and wondering why it insists on hopping about like a grasshopper with aristocratic aspirations. For that purpose, I now have my tea, my make happy tea. I must say I am developing quite a fondness for this new tea. I do wonder from where it originates. The limits of my language mean the limits of my world, which is deeply troubling considering that my language currently consists of chess terminology. Nevertheless, onward we shuffle, or hop in L-shapes, into the glorious absurdity of the game. Now, curiously enough, another voice echoes in my mind. Peace is the original state of being. A strange sentiment to recall while watching pieces hurl themselves across a battlefield. Yet perhaps that is precisely the point, that even in the midst of strategic chaos, one may find a peculiar serenity, like a general who has suddenly realized he would much rather be gardening. So then, forks, tea, rock and roll, and the faint suspicion that the universe is laughing quietly. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, continuing, or pretending to. Essentially the same thing.
Yeah, or not.
Winner, Check Theory.
Till next time, man.